Hey guys, hope everyone's having a great holiday season and everyone's, getting ready for Christmas and all that. So I'm going to try to keep this video as short as possible because I've still got to pack and wrap presents and run around like a crazy person. So I'm going to try to keep this week's video as short as possible. I wanted this week to talk about something that I've heard a lot of people talk about in, this little community that we have, spiritual predators and, things that they say and do and how to kind of distance yourself from that and how to kind of avoid that situation and everything. I hope everyone's having a great holiday. I've got to leave tomorrow and drive for like 4 hours, so I'm doing this kind of last minute. But yeah, so a lot of people have come to me recently because I've had a couple experiences with spiritual predators and predators at festivals and things like that. So yeah, they've come to me to talk to me. Excuse me, just a second. To talk to me about their experiences. So that's kind of what pushed me to do this week's video. So yeah, there's not really a concrete definition for what a spiritual predator is. I guess it's kind of just, case by case basis. But I define it as anyone who prays or tries to prey on your spiritual journey, on your spiritual path, on you as a person, and that can be, a guru or a respected person in the spiritual community, but there's different forms of spiritual predators, and they can be man or woman. I'm not saying women aren't spiritual predators. I just hear a lot more from women about men being spiritual predators. So I'm not trying to stereotype. I'm just saying I hear a lot more about men, but I'm sure there are women out there. They can be young, they can be old, it doesn't matter the age or race or, anything like that. But there's different things they say and there's different things they do, and, we all have a gut feeling about someone, and if your gut feeling is saying, this isn't a good situation, this isn't, someone I should be around, then you should immediately remove yourself from that situation for, your own safety, your own peace of mind, my first spiritual teacher, I guess, was kind of a spiritual predator in a way that, he left you feeling less than when you started the conversation with him, if that makes sense. Like, instead of making you feel better about yourself and, uplifting you, you would almost feel worse after the encounter with him. So, there's different things that they do. One of the main things I've heard time and time again from so many different women is the eye contact. They have this eye contact that just like kind of pierces your soul. It's like so intimate and so wall breaking and so invasive and personal, and it throws a lot of people off. Anyone who wants to meet up with you after class, any kind of spiritual teacher, workshop facilitator, Reiki, anything like that, anyone who wants to meet up with you after class, that should be an immediate red flag. Like, they know that is unprofessional. Like, any respected, actual workshop facilitator will never ask to meet you after class. They might tell you to come back for more, more sessions, but they're not going to try to meet you after class. They especially are not trying to get you to come to their home to meet you after class for, special Reiki sessions. Like, just don't do that. Please don't do that. The spiritual teachers whose love and non-attachments are superior to others is just, that's one I've heard about a lot. I haven't experienced it yet. Not that I'm aware of, but I've heard about that a lot, where they're just, they're free to love everybody, and they can love you because they don't love you, and, it really doesn't make any sense, and it's contradictory, but these are just different things that I've heard of, that I've experienced myself. Some of these, not all of them. Any healer who says that they have a special treatment just for you, run. Just don't. And I would almost trust women more than I would trust men saying that. But at the same time, like, you go to a place and you go to a workshop, and you do the workshop and you do the work and the self-work right there. They might tell you to come back, but anyone who has a special treatment just for you, you're special, I wouldn't trust it, personally. I can't tell you guys what to do, but I just wouldn't trust it. One that I've experienced myself is the humble, not humble, spiritual teacher. The one who is screaming how humble and gratitude and, open heart they are, and they're bragging about it. Like, that to me is a big red flag. There's nothing to brag about with spirituality. Nobody's better than anybody else. So if you're going to a teacher and they're bragging about how humble they are, then I would find you a new spiritual teacher, because that probably doesn't align with what you're trying to do there. This one has definitely happened to me. Hey, Brandy. This one has definitely happened to me. The one who makes you feel dumb for your spiritual knowledge or lack of, or I've heard this several times, it's been told to me, oh, you're just not on my level yet. You are not on my level yet. You wouldn't understand. You can't comprehend. Get away. Go away, because that is not a spiritual teacher. They do not have your best interest at heart. And they're probably an asshole. Let's see. Any spiritual teacher, now, unless you're, like, actually getting a physical massage, let's say, anyone who wants to physically have contact with your physical body in a way that makes you feel not okay at all, it's I've seen this one at a festival, and the girl was politely trying to tell the guy, no, I'm not feeling this, and he just would not stop. Almost became, like, very, like, get away from her kind of thing. And it really made me mad, because, we're supposed to go to these festivals, these transformational spiritual festivals, and honestly, I see a lot of it there, more than in my day-to-day life. But a spiritual predator is preying. They're a predator, and especially women, And I'm not saying this is all women. I'm saying as a general statement, we tend to go with our feelings more. I'm not saying we're not logical. We don't have the capacity, whichever one, to be logical. I'm just saying that as a general rule, we feel more, and they prey off those feelings, especially when you're just starting your spiritual journey and you're not really sure which way is up and which way is down and where your feet are. That's the perfect time for them to just swoop in, and because you're a blank slate, you don't know what all you have is that gut feeling. So I know I told myself, Miranda, I shut that gut feeling up. I went, Miranda, this guy knows stuff. You don't know anything. Like, just listen to him, do what he says. And I shut that gut feeling up, and I'm telling you, don't do that. Because, I started my spiritual journey at one of the lowest points in my life. And, I was this vulnerable, just sponge. And, after I left that spiritual teacher, I had to basically go back and erase everything he had taught me, everything he had told me. Because the whole time I was like, this is bullshit, all of this is bullshit. But I was like, maybe you just don't get it. Maybe you haven't reached that level. No, it's bullshit. But, the exchange with one of these people never leaves you feeling equal. You always feel less. You always feel like bad about yourself in a way. You feel like, oh, I'm shit and this person is a brick of gold. And these spiritual predators are great at mind games. They are master manipulators, you know. And there are warning signs, but you know, they happen so quickly that you might not even notice what was just said, or that feeling that you just had, and you might overlook it and keep overlooking it. But there are signs to these people. Most of them have cycles too. They loop a lot. This one was stuck in a loop for a good minute. He just kept making the same mistakes, and he would put all of the blame on everyone else and everything. But yeah, spiritual predators, they are out there, man. They are out there. Especially at festivals is where I see it a lot. And maybe that's because, my spiritual community here is so small, Gotta love West Virginia. But, and then I go to these big, huge festivals with, hundreds, thousands of people. And, I'm an observer. So I sit back and I observe all these people of this transformational festival. And, they're littering or trying to manipulate a fucked up girl into going back to their tent, or they're trying to do this or that or the other. I've seen it all. I love festivals, I do, but especially there, make sure that you're not jumping into festival land and jumping into a reality that bad stuff doesn't happen, because bad stuff does happen. I'm not going to tell you that nothing bad ever doesn't happen. It does. So just be on the lookout, especially women, but I'm sure it happens to men too. Maybe not to the same degree, because there are different types of spiritual predators. There's the sexual spiritual predators, come back to my tent, let's do a little reiki, blah, 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 blah. Okay, and then there's like the ego feeding, I know everything, I am God, Yeah, you are God, the same as I am God, the same as Brandy's God, and Sage, and Solace, and, all of us, but you gotta realize, like, that doesn't give you the right to do whatever the fuck you want, because you're God. Like, that's a terrible mentality to have. That's how a lot of bad shit happens. So, yeah, that's mostly what I wanted to talk about today, because I see it more and more, and maybe it's because I'm looking for it more and more, but it's something that I'm seeing a lot, and it's really fucking some people up. Me personally, it made me resent anything spiritual for a long time, because I made the mistake of falling for my first teacher. So, yeah, like, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't make that mistake. But, yeah, it really made me resent spirituality for a long time, until I figured out that it wasn't magic tricks and hat tricks and, hair and pants and how long are your dreads. So, yeah, anyone who makes you feel uncomfortable, remove yourself from that situation, because nothing is gonna help you by being around a toxic person. And these spiritual predators claiming to be spiritual teachers are just that. They're toxic. They're not gonna bring anything good to the table. I can promise you that. And in fact, you'll probably leave more fucked up than what you came to them. Yeah, and trust that gut instinct. I pushed mine down. I said, you're wrong. This guy's spiritual. Miranda, you're wrong. Stop. You're being paranoid. And I most certainly was not paranoid. If something doesn't resonate with you, don't try to force it to resonate with you. Like, it could be his truth or her truth, But if it's not yours, then don't try to force it. Don't try to put a square peg in a round hole. Like, just don't. Keep keep what, resonates with you and just throw the rest away, really, is what you can take out of this little rant. But yeah, and please, if you are one of these people doing this shit, just know that I am going to find you, and I will call you out, and I will do whatever means necessary to protect whoever it is that you're hurting. Take that in any way you want, but it's something very near and dear to my heart, especially with, my past abuse in my life. I do not stand for anybody hurting women at all. Well, women have to look out for each other. I will not put up with it. I don't care where I am. We could be at a festival. We could be walking down the street. If I see you preying on anybody who needs help, I will help them, or at least try to. And don't fall for the I'm a shaman line. It's been going around a lot more and more recently. Cool, you're a shaman. That doesn't mean you're getting what's in my pants. Like, stop, guys. Seriously, it's enough. Yeah, we're all doing this beautiful journey together. Stop making it harder on others. Stop the mind games. Stop manipulating. If you don't know what a fucking Merkaba is or what it's for, please don't tell another individual what you think it's for or make something up. Because let me tell you what, I had to unlearn a lot of shit that I thought I had learned and then relearn the right shit. Because people like to talk about shit that they don't really know much about. So here's my thing is I don't consider myself a teacher. I never have and I never will. But if someone comes to me and asks me a direct question, let's just say, what is an amethyst for? Okay, someone comes to me and says, what is an amethyst for? And I don't fucking know. I'm not gonna make something up to make myself seem smart. Most of what I teach is basic life common sense teach. Most of what I spout out of my mouth is basic life common sense. But these people out here, I've seen it a few times recently in Montgomery, about people just spouting whatever the fuck comes out of their mouth. And here's the thing, is spirituality, you can't really fact check. It's not like a fucking math equation. You can't, that's the thing, is you can't check. You can't check if Archangel Michael told this guy in Alaska something. You can't check that, and you gotta kind of take this shit at face value. So if you didn't have that experience, please quit telling people you had that experience. Like, stop. For these people who can channel and do channel and, believe in their heart that they really, something was really passed down to them, okay. There's still not a way to fact check, but okay. But if someone comes to you and asks you a question, a basic question, and you don't know the answer, don't fucking act like you know the answer. Especially in Montgomery, and I'm sure it's happening everywhere else. I've been in Montgomery, so that's what I see. This week has been really, really hard for a lot of people I know of. We're back in Mercury retrograde, thank fucking God, right? But, and Christmas coming up, and it seems like the older I get, the less actual holiday cheer there is. It's just assholes. Stop being an asshole. Please, stop being an asshole. Because, when you're an asshole, I used to get really mad. I used to get really volatile at these assholes, especially at my job. Like, now I just wonder what's going on so bad in your life that you've got to be mean to a cashier. I had someone come in last night trying to be an asshole to me, and I just please stop. You never know what someone's going through. We're all going through our own shit, and, we're all just trying to make it out of this. I just see a lot of hate where I'm at right now. A a lot of Montgomery is just hateful. You know, there's been more murders here this year than I've ever remembered ever here, and it's terrifying. You know, I've never had to worry, like, am I gonna wake up and one of my friends is gonna be dead because some asshole decided to be an asshole and end someone's existence because of nothing. Like, I've never been afraid of that. I've never been afraid of all this shit going on, and I wonder if it's the paradigm shift that we're about to enter. I don't know. You know, Mercury retrograde always seems to bring out the worst in people, as does full moons, but I'm totally getting off topic here. Spiritual predators. If you are one, I will find you. I will make your life fucking miserable. If you are not one, please watch out for them. Go with your gut instinct. If something doesn't feel right, listen to that. Something is not right. You know, you're not being paranoid. You're not being dramatic. You're not overthinking. If your gut is saying this situation is bad, please get out of that situation. And if you ever see my face at a festival and you need help and you need to get away from someone, I don't care if you're fucked up, if you're sober, come to this face, because I will take you back to my camp and you will sleep with me that night. You know, I see these girls at festivals so fucked up out of their mind, you know, and they can't even walk. They're stumbling, you know, Spunions. They're being Spunions. I love you, Spunions. I do. Come find me. I don't care what I'm doing. I don't care if I'm in a fucking workshop. Say, hey, you redhead. I feel uncomfortable. You know, I feel like I'm about to be hurt, violated, something, because it happened at my first festival. It made me almost not go back to another festival because of, you know, what happened at the first festival I ever went to. It's terrible. It was the worst weekend of my life. I lost someone I loved. I lost a really good friend. You know, some bad shit happened. So, yeah, if you see me at a festival and you need help, I don't care how spun you are, come to me, find me. Oh, here's the thing is, I'm not different at a festival than I am IRL, you know? So, if you say, that guy just grabbed my ass, he won't leave me alone, I'm not gonna be like, oh, well, I'm at a festival, so I have to be love and peace, and I will kick his fucking ass for you. Guys, stop. Stop preying on these girls claiming to be spiritual teachers. Please stop. If you are actually a respected spiritual teacher, workshop facilitator, I will know. My gut will be like, okay, this guy's good. Let's listen to what he has to say. But if my gut's saying something's wrong, I'm going to listen to it, because I didn't listen to it last time. And it ruined a year of my life. You know, this spiritual journey has been all over the place for me. I've had people tell me so many things. I've had people tell me, you can't be spiritual because you don't have dreads. You can't be spiritual because you smoke, because you dye your hair, because you don't have harem pants, because, you know, you don't listen to Nako 23 hours a day. You only listen to 22. Fucking love you, Nako. But, yeah, I hate these people. And I see these people so much, and it makes me, it's one of my biggest pet peeves, is telling me what I have to do to be fucking spiritual and be in this shit, because I am in this shit, you know? I am in this shit waist deep. And it's been really fun, too. It hasn't been all dark and depressing, and, you know, it's been really, really fun. I've met a lot of beautiful motherfuckers. Beautiful. This summer was the best summer of my life. I met, it got dark, hold on. I met so many great people. I've met so many great people on Facebook that I hope to connect with in the upcoming years. My biggest thing right now is trying to get this business off the ground. It's really hard. I didn't think it would be this hard, but I'm really stubborn, so I'll make it work. But yeah, I'm really open to the idea. I haven't been open to it before, but I'm really open to the idea of facilitating some workshops at festivals and, you know, having my own sacred space and all that. Just not really sure how to go about that or what it would even be about. It would just be me rambling like I am now. I love you guys. You guys uplift me all the time, you know. everybody tells me, oh, you're on Facebook too much, you need to get off Facebook, you're too confined on Facebook, that's the man. Well, I get on Facebook and I have surrounded myself with these beautiful fucking people on Facebook, and every time I come on here, I'm just seeing something that resonates, something that clicks. I'm like, yes. And I'm not really good at making friends in real life, or on Facebook for that matter. I suck at communicating, but I've really been reaching out to people more. Like, I used to just wait till people would comment on my shit to, initiate a conversation, or wait till people message me. No, I'm like really reaching out to people all the time, trying to, if you guys ever need someone to talk to, or want to talk, or you just want to make a new friend, or you just want to kill a couple minutes while you're waiting on the bus, like, you can message me. I'm always open to conversation. I love hearing from you guys. You guys are awesome. I've started adminning on this site called starseeds.net. It's a forum for, people who believe that, they're not from here, or they might be walk-ins or something. And it's a really great site, and, if you guys ever want to check it out, feel free. There's a lot of good people on there. There's a lot of knowledge floating around. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for letting me be me, all crazy and rambly. But, yeah, I really wanted to talk about spiritual predators, because it's really been bugging me lately. And there's only so much I can do. I implore others that if you see something shady, or you see a situation that you don't feel right about, like, don't be the bystander. Like, do something. Stand up for someone, say something. Because, yeah, I see so many of these, social psychology experiments of this bystander effect, and it just blows my mind what people will walk by. We had a guy shot at my job a couple months back. He was shot in the parking lot. He lost his life, but I wasn't working that night. I was out of town. But so many people from the story I told from the person there that night, so many people walked by this guy just dying on the ground and just, stepped over him. And it blows my mind what humans are capable of, and what they're capable of being okay with. I don't know which one's worse, honestly. I don't know if it's worse to be, the criminal or the bystander. Yeah. Make sure you're raising your kids to have some common decency and humanity. I don't know. We're sitting on a fence right now. Our planet is. And it could go one of two ways, and it's going to either go really good or really badly. I don't know which way it's going to go. I'm doing this roller coaster just the same as anybody else, but, it all starts at home. It all starts at home. A baby is a blank slate. No baby pops out the vagine racist. They don't pop out ignorant or hate-filled. It starts at home, so just raise your kids to be human beings and not animals. Yeah. Yeah, but I've been seeing a lot of really, really cool kids lately doing a lot of good shit, giving to the homeless, feeding the homeless, standing up, for Standing Rock. Standing Rock is really a monumental thing in our history, and I don't think people really understand just how huge it is, just how big of a battle that was, and it's not over. Probably won't be over for a really long time, but we won that battle. And I say that, and people look at me like, you're not Indian, and I'm like, well, actually I am, but I'm not talking about the Indians, the Native Americans, excuse me, conditioning, the Native Americans, the Native people. I mean, that water was gonna destroy thousands of lives, not just the natives. So we, the people, won a really great battle. And I hope that we continue to gear up for what's coming, because I just feel like something really big is coming, and I don't know how to explain that feeling, but I've been feeling this for a while now, but I don't think it was Trump winning the election, but I feel like something's coming, and maybe that's my paranoia, but I think we should be gearing up. We should be gearing up on loving each other, and barter and trade, and exchange. I would love to see every house have a garden in their front yard, you know. I would love to see that. I know it's never gonna happen. I shouldn't say never, but probably. Yeah, Christmas has me stressed out so much. I haven't even finished wrapping, and I leave tomorrow to go to my mom's. It's been really crazy. I didn't realize how stressful the holidays were, you know, but they're crazy stressful. So just remember, like, you're not the only one stressed. When you go to a gas station or a convenience store or a Walmart, or, you know, say thank you. It's not that hard. Someone opens the door for you, say thank you, you know. Use common human decency. Yeah, use common human decency. It's not so common anymore, unfortunately, but hopefully if we raise our kids the right way, it will be. That's pretty much all I've got. I'm done rambling. I am so grateful and so humbled to have had the chance to speak to you guys yet again. You know, whenever I speak, whenever I post these statuses up, they're for me too. Like, don't just think I'm going, you guys shouldn't do that. I'm also going, hey, Miranda, you're still fucking doing that. Why are you doing that? You know, these talks are just as much for me as for anybody else. So, thank you for giving me the space to do that. And I'm so honored, so honored. And I will talk to you guys next week with a new topic. Not sure what it's going to be yet. I haven't thought that far ahead. But I hope everybody has a great holiday. I hope it's full of love and kindness, and just forget, like, the most important thing is family and love. And it's not materialistic. We can't take any of that shit with us. Even if we could, I don't know why the hell we'd want to. So, yeah, try to remember that. Have a great holiday, everybody. I will see you at the first of the year. I love you guys.